Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly, maybe looking out the window, and feeling a subtle, creeping sense of slowing down? It's not just about a few more aches and pains. It's a deeper feeling, a loss of that inner spark, that vitality you once took for granted. It's a silent struggle for so many of us. What if I told you that this feeling, this quiet fear about your long-term health, might be linked to a topic most of us were taught to never, ever discuss, and that, understanding it properly could unlock a new level of well-being. So if you've been feeling that your best days are behind you, stick with me. This might just change everything. Let's talk frankly, like old friends. We're going to discuss something that's surrounded by a lifetime of whispers, myths, and frankly, a lot of unnecessary shame. We're talking about masturbation and its relationship with one of the most important, yet misunderstood parts of a man's body, the prostate gland. For generations, we've been fed a narrative of fear. Don't do it too often. You'll wear it out. It's harmful. It's draining. It's something to be controlled or even ashamed of. This kind of thinking has deeply affected men's health, creating anxiety where there should be understanding. It's time we brought this out of the shadows and into the light. Think about it. Where did we learn about this stuff? From locker rooms, from questionable websites, from moral warnings disguised as health advice. This cloud of misinformation has done real damage. It's created a silent anxiety for millions of men, especially as we get older, and thoughts of longevity and quality of life become more present. I've had friends, good men, who carried a secret fear that their past habits could somehow come back to haunt them, specifically in the form of prostate problems. This fear is real. It's pervasive, and today we're going to dismantle it, piece by piece, with actual science. First, let's get acquainted with the main character in our story, the prostate. Imagine a small, humble walnut. That's about the size of it. It sits quietly just below the bladder, and its primary job is to produce the fluid that makes up semen. For such a tiny gland, it holds a massive influence over a man's health, happiness, and even his sense of independence as he ages. Its health is directly tied to our ability to live a full, active life. But because it's so vital, it's also become the center of so much fear. The fear of prostatitis, of enlargement, and the one that truly keeps men up at night, cancer. This fear is completely understandable. Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers affecting men. So, naturally, anything we believe might increase that risk is something we take incredibly seriously. The myth that frequent ejaculation, particularly through masturbation, could somehow irritate or inflame the prostate took root because it played on this very real fear. It was an old wives' tale. That sounded just plausible enough to stick, passed down through generations, not as a piece of wisdom, but as a tool of control, wrapped in a blanket of concern for our health. It's a classic case of good intentions paving a road to misinformation. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. While these myths were circulating in the shadows, a group of dedicated researchers at one of the world's most prestigious institutions decided they were tired of the guessing games. They wanted to know the truth. They worked at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, and they embarked on a truly massive scientific journey. This wasn't a small, flimsy survey. They decided to put the myths to the ultimate test, following thousands of men over a very long period to see what was really going on. This is where our conversation about healthy aging gets a scientific backbone. What they did was nothing short of monumental. They meticulously tracked the lives of nearly 32,000 men for almost 2 decades. Think about that commitment. For 18 years, they collected data on these men's lifestyles, their diets, their exercise habits, and, crucially, one very private data point, their ejaculation frequency. They weren't just being nosy, they were hunting for patterns, for connections that could fundamentally change our understanding of prostate health, and, by extension, our approach to a long and healthy life. This study was designed to replace fear with facts, and, oh, did it deliver. When the researchers finally analyzed the mountains of data they had collected, the results were, and I don't use this word lightly, stunning. It was one of those rare moments in science that doesn't just challenge an old myth, but completely blows it out of the water. The findings were the polar opposite of what the fearmongers and old tales had been telling us for centuries. The truth they uncovered offers a new path forward for men's health, one based on empowerment and understanding, rather than fear and restriction. It was a genuine game changer for anyone concerned with their long-term well-being. So, here it is. The big reveal. The Harvard study found that men who reported a higher frequency of ejaculation had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer. Let me say that again, because it's that important, and it bears repeating. More frequent ejaculation was linked to a lower risk of the very disease we were all taught it might cause. This wasn't a small statistical blip. The connection was powerful and clear, offering a completely new perspective on how our bodies are designed to function and maintain their own health over a lifetime. This is crucial information for seniors who want to be proactive. Let's look at the numbers, because they tell a powerful story. Men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month showed up to a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times per month. A 33% reduction is massive in the world of cancer prevention. It's a finding that provides not just relief, but a sense of agency. It suggests that a natural, healthy part of life, whether with a partner or through masturbation, isn't a detriment to our health, but a potential contributor to our longevity and quality of life. It's a complete reversal of the old, damaging narrative. Of course, the immediate question is, why? How could this simple, natural act have such a profound and protective effect on our prostate health? Scientists have a few leading theories, and they all make a great deal of intuitive sense. It's like discovering our body has a built-in maintenance routine that we never knew about. Understanding these mechanisms is key to appreciating how we can support our body's natural defenses, promoting healthy aging from the inside out. It's about working with our bodies, not against them, to achieve a state of lasting well-being. The most popular theory is often called the prostate stagnation hypothesis. It's a simple but brilliant concept. Think of the tiny ducts within your prostate as a system of microscopic pipes. The theory suggests that regular ejaculation acts as a natural flushing mechanism for these pipes. It clears out old cells, stagnant secretions, and, most importantly, any potentially harmful cancer-causing substances before they have a chance to linger, cause inflammation, and trigger the dangerous cellular changes that can lead to cancer. It's essentially a natural cleansing process that supports long-term health. Another compelling idea revolves around cellular health and renewal. Every single time a cell divides, there's a minuscule chance that a mistake, a genetic error, will occur. Some of these mutations can be the starting point for cancer. The hypothesis here is that frequent ejaculation promotes a healthier, more efficient cycle of cellular turnover in the prostate. It encourages the gland to regularly replace old, potentially damaged cells with fresh, new, healthy ones. This reduces the window of opportunity for cancerous cells to take hold and begin to multiply, which is a cornerstone of maintaining health and independence as we age. And a third theory connects all of this to our mental and emotional state. We know for a fact that chronic stress and the inflammation it causes are major risk factors for many diseases, including cancer. The act of orgasm and ejaculation is deeply linked to a reduction in tension and psychological stress. It triggers a release of endorphins and other hormones that promote relaxation. By lowering your stress levels, you might also be lowering your body's overall inflammatory response, which in turn contributes to a healthier internal environment for the prostate and the entire body. It's a beautiful example of the mind-body connection supporting our happiness. So when you put these three pieces together, the science paints a remarkably clear and consistent picture. Regular ejaculation, whether through partnered sex or masturbation, appears to play a significant role in maintaining a healthy prostate. It does this by cleaning out the system, promoting healthy cell regeneration, and potentially reducing systemic inflammation. It's a powerful, all-natural combination that supports the body's own quest for longevity and well-being. It's a healthy habit that has been misunderstood for far too long. By the way, if any of this is making sense so far, or if it feels like a weight is being lifted, do me a small favor and give this video a quick like. It's a simple click for you, but it truly helps our channel reach and reassure more men who need to hear this message. It tells me we're on the right track. Now, this is the point where we need to be responsible and look at the bigger picture. After hearing all this, you might be thinking, this is incredible. Is frequent ejaculation a magic bullet? A guaranteed way to prevent prostate problems? And the honest, caring answer is, not exactly. It's so important to understand that this research shows a very strong correlation, a powerful link, but not necessarily a direct, one-to-one causation. This distinction is crucial for making wise decisions about our health and ensuring a high quality of life for years to come. What does correlation, not causation, really mean in this context? It means that while the link is undeniable, there could be other factors at play. For example, it's possible that men who have a higher ejaculation frequency also tend to have other healthier lifestyle habits. Maybe they are more connected to their bodies, more active, or have a better diet. It could be the combination of these factors, this entire approach to life, that leads to the reduced risk. The key takeaway is to see this not as a single cure, but as one powerful tool in a much larger toolbox for promoting healthy aging. Think of it this way. You wouldn't build a sturdy, beautiful house with just a hammer, would you? You need a whole set of tools. It's the same with our health. Frequent ejaculation is a very important tool in your prostate health toolbox, but you need the other tools as well to build a long, healthy, and independent life. Ignoring everything else would be a huge mistake. So, what are these other essential tools? They are the pillars of well-being that we often talk about, and they work in harmony with the information we've just discussed. They are the foundation of true longevity. First and foremost is your diet. This is non-negotiable. A diet rich in colorful fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats is strongly linked to better prostate health. I always tell my friends to eat the rainbow. Foods containing lycopene, like cooked tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit, are particularly fantastic. Green tea is a powerhouse of antioxidants, and foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon and walnuts, are excellent additions to your plate. Good nutrition isn't about punishment. It's about nourishing your body so it can take care of you. Next up is exercise. You don't have to become a marathon runner overnight, but you do have to move your body. Regular physical activity is critical for maintaining a healthy weight, which is hugely important. We know that obesity is a significant risk factor for developing more aggressive forms of prostate cancer. Even just 30 minutes of moderate exercise, like a brisk walk, most days of the week can make an enormous difference. It boosts circulation, improves mood, and keeps your entire system, including your prostate, functioning optimally. It is a cornerstone of an active mind and body. Then there are the things to avoid. I know it's not always easy, but it's so important. Avoiding smoking is one of the single best things you can do for your overall health, including reducing your risk of countless cancers. And while a glass of wine with dinner is fine for many, limiting overall alcohol consumption is also a wise move. Both of these substances can place a significant toxic load on the body, which can negatively impact your long-term health and undermine your efforts to live a life full of vitality and happiness. It's about making choices that honor your future self. And finally, perhaps the most important tool of all is being proactive with your medical care. Nothing, not diet, not exercise, not even ejaculation frequency, replaces the need for regular medical checkups. This is especially true for men over the age of 50, or even 40 if you have a family history of prostate cancer. Having an open, honest conversation with your doctor about screening options, like the simple PSA blood test, is the single most effective way to catch any potential problems early when they are at their most treatable stage. This is the key to true independence. So, let's circle all the way back to that original whispered question. What does daily masturbation, or just a healthy, active sex life, really do to your prostate? The incredible, scientifically backed truth is that, far from being the harmful act that myth and fear made it out to be, it might actually be one of the simplest, most natural things you can do to contribute to a healthier prostate over the long term. It's a fundamental shift in our understanding of men's health, turning a source of anxiety into a source of well-being. It is not a cure-all. I cannot stress this enough. It is not a replacement for a balanced diet, for staying active, or for seeing your doctor regularly. But the evidence is compelling, and frankly, liberating. It suggests that a healthy sex life, which absolutely includes masturbation, is a partner, not an enemy, in our lifelong journey to maintain our health, our vitality, and our independence. It's about embracing a holistic view of what it means to be healthy, where all parts of our lives, including our sexuality, are integrated into our overall well-being. This knowledge is empowering because it removes a layer of unwarranted guilt and replaces it with proactive understanding. It allows us to look at our bodies not as things that are destined to break down, but as resilient systems that have innate mechanisms for healing and maintenance. Embracing this knowledge is a powerful step towards a better quality of life, where we make decisions based on sound science and self-care, not on outdated fears. It allows us to reclaim a part of our health narrative that has been shrouded in darkness for far too long. Think of my old friend Bob. He spent years quietly worrying, carrying the weight of these myths. When I shared this research with him, it was like a physical weight lifted from his shoulders. He felt a sense of relief, but more than that, he felt empowered. He started walking more, he paid more attention to his diet, and he finally had that long overdue conversation with his doctor. The information didn't just change his view on one topic, it kickstarted a renewed commitment to his overall health, leading to greater happiness and a renewed sense of control over his life. This is the power of good information. It doesn't just answer a question, it changes your perspective. It gives you the confidence to take charge of your own health journey. It's about understanding that every healthy habit you adopt, whether it's eating a tomato-rich pasta sauce, going for a daily walk, or maintaining a healthy sex life, is a deposit in your bank of longevity. Each one is an investment in a future where you are strong, capable, and, most importantly, independent. It's about building a life that is not just long, but also rich and joyful. If you've made it this far into our conversation, that tells me something very important about you. It tells me that you still care, deeply, about your health, your future, and your ability to live life on your own terms. It shows a commitment and a curiosity that is the very foundation of healthy aging. You haven't given up. You're here, you're learning, and you're seeking out the knowledge that can make a real difference. And that, my friend, is more than half the battle won. Take a moment to acknowledge that strength in yourself. I'm not asking you to change your entire life overnight. That's not how lasting change happens. But I am inviting you to try just one small thing. Maybe it's a promise to yourself to have that talk with your doctor. Maybe it's adding a handful of walnuts to your breakfast tomorrow. Or maybe it's simply letting go of an old, unfounded fear and embracing a new, healthier understanding of your own body. Lasting change is built one small, compassionate step at a time. Your journey to enhanced well-being can start right now with one simple choice. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing how far this community stretches, and I might feature you in the next video. Your stories are what give this all meaning. And please, make sure to subscribe and click that little notification bell. That way, you won't miss our next conversation, where we'll continue to explore simple, science-backed tips to keep your mind sharp, your body strong, and your spirit wonderfully and fiercely independent. Stay healthy, stay curious, and I'll see you soon.